a range of emotions. And that, as well as the nature of the allegations, weighed heavily on all of us, myself, Kevin, Jimmy, Dee, Paul, Whitney, JW, as well as the men and women up and down the organization who were involved in the decision making and vetting process. And it was because of the weight of the anticipated reaction and the nature of the allegations that really pushed us to do as much work as possible, both internally and externally, in terms of understanding the cases and who Deshaun was as a person. And it was through this really 5-month odyssey and the information that we were able to amass, the reference work, and obviously working through due process and the legal process, that got us comfortable pursuing a trade for Deshaun. I want to touch on a little bit the work that we did do. First it starts with, like I mentioned, the reference work, understanding and talking to people who knew Deshaun intimately, interacted with him frequently at different phases of his life, whether that's when he was in Gainesville, at Clemson, and then really multiple people up and down the Texans organization across multiple leadership regimes. We used independent and investigative resources within the Harris County and Houston law enforcement community in order to get an unbiased and well-rounded and comprehensive perspective on the allegations. We didn't want it just to be one-sided. We used third-party legal counsel that allowed or to really analyze all the information that we were able to collect and amass. And I should note, because I know a lot has been said about this, we were advised by our attorneys, we were advised against reaching out directly to the 22 women out of concern that it would be considered interfering with a criminal investigation. And it's this, among several other reasons, that made it important for us to use independent investigative resources that were unbiased and comprehensive, so that we could get a full picture and full perspective of the criminal and civil cases. So it was through this time and through this work and what we learned about what we learned about Deshaun the person, what we learned about the civil and criminal proceedings, and obviously working through due process and legal process, that got us comfortable with Deshaun the person. And we realize we're not naive to the fact that there are many people who aren't as comfortable with this transaction as we are today. But this is something that we a trade that we made to be evaluated over the long run, and we do think that there's a strong and detailed body of work about Deshaun, and we do have faith in him as a person. We're not naive to the fact that there's still work to do, and I think Deshaun would be the first to tell you as we integrate him into our organization and the Cleveland community. But we do have faith that Deshaun will not only meet the expectations that we have of any player who we bring into the organization, but exceed them. And we are looking forward to having Deshaun as our starting quarterback for hopefully a long period of time.